falling back to the Thresh, not wanting Wink to be able to play the scaling. You can see a big grin on TheShy's face there. It's good to see spirits are high in both camps coming into this series. It's good to see both teams still playing with all of that same passion that we've seen all split long. But the Viego, we've already talked about it endlessly. It's going to be the first pick for IG.
Yeah, I mean, TheShy's played it both games so far. Probably going to go up there once again. So I have to see. I mean, it has been the Gwen. It has been the Lee Sin locked in this next rotation both times now for TT. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that just happen again. Just because this Viego can be flexed to Rookie, can be flexed to Shun. So chances are you don't want to give that Gwen pick over as well. But we're actually going to go back towards the Croc.
So Renekton coming out. Oh, are we going to see it? This is what feels like an old school combo at this point. It's probably, you know, yeah. I mean, we saw it in 2020 plenty enough. But the Renekton Nidalee, a very notorious combo, that is for sure. And a lot of power into that top side. Once again, Xiaopeng locks it. This is a Xiaopeng classic pick. I'm excited to see it.
So I will say, if you want to try and go for the Gwen in the top side, especially if you're getting dove, you can actually nullify a lot of this power, because even when you're CC'd, throw down the Hollow Mist just beforehand, and it makes it very difficult for them to go for this combo, but may not want to. Instead, they're going to go towards the Lee Sin in that jungle for Shun. Rookie also had a phenomenal performance on it just the other week, so maybe they do go towards mid lane. I think maybe even taking away the Aphelios here for Wink could work out. The Syndra lock-in that we've been seeing just hasn't been able to bully Sam D in the bot lane in the way IG were expecting.
I'm just saying you could go for the Gwen. Like, all three of these are triple flexes. Okay. Like, I see nothing wrong with this draft. Me and IG were on the same wave. Like, just lock in all of the most OP champions. What could go wrong? Put them in any role. It doesn't matter.
I mean, you could Terror Dive level 3 and, like, lose the game. But, you know, that's one of the things that could go wrong. But
look, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which champions they pick. That is still going to be a window of opportunity for IG. Tahm Kench, though, could be an option for pulling, but it is going to be the Aphelios.
Yeah, same as pretty much every time, right? Top, jungle, and now that Aphelios in that bot side of the map. And we'll more than likely see it paired with something like that Nautilus and Leona. Now, the big question again for IG's, what do you take in the bottom lane for this? You're already seeing the Draven banned away. It was the Kalista in the last game. Maybe they want to ban the Syndra, but honestly, I think you're fine with Sam D if the Syndra comes through. It has not been a threat as much as IG, as we said, we're hoping for.
No, it certainly hasn't. TT banning away Wink's Draven here. The Kalista we talked about before. The Rakan banned away. Feels like even though the top pick and the jungle pick have changed for the side of TT, with those picks going over to the side of IG, coming into the second phase of the draft, it feels like we're still in the same situation, right? It feels like we're pretty much coming into the same second phase of draft, even though the picks have changed slightly in the top side. It is going to be that Syndra banned away, so Wink doesn't get to fall back onto that one again this time, but there's still plenty of picks that you're perfectly happy to go for against the Aphelios.
Yeah, I mean, the big one that still stands out to me is either one, the Kalista, or two, the Ziggs. We haven't seen the Ziggs at all this draft, and I think it's something that does really well against the Aphelios, punishes that very, very short range, especially if you're up against the TK as well. Like, this is something that kind of neat, like, it's going to give you a free lane, so something like the Ziggs that can start to scale in towards the later portion of the game could work wonders.
But that Kalista as well, aggressive in that bottom lane, can give you a lot of priority to play towards things like the Drakes, and it gives IG early presence. And honestly, when we've been watching this series, I think that is the most important thing between these two teams, is who has control of the map early on. So Wink goes for the Kalista, things like the Leona available, things like the Nautilus available. These are the picks that you usually expect, but I will say Jarvan, we've seen a little bit of Jarvan Kalista, we've seen a little bit of Taric Kalista. It's going to be the Rell that comes through.
Yeah, especially because you see that TK, right? It's not, but I will say you could actually go back towards something in this bottom side, like that. You could have a bit of a swapperoo here, right? Yeah, it takes this Renekton to the mid lane, the TK goes top, not in that support role, and this could actually be like going, hey, look, let's start to rotate these around, and we can take a nice answer in towards the Rell. It looks like that's what we're going to get as well, with the Leona being hovered here.
So the old switcheroo. Looks like Tahm Kench going up to Shell 7. We are going to see, bringing the Renekton out. And honestly, with TheShy, Shun, and Rookie, I have no idea which way around they're going to go for these picks, but it looks like this might be the final lock-in with Rookie taking the Viego to that mid lane. A lot of AD damage on the side of IG, and then just TheShy as that AP threat. So all I'm saying is Anathema's chains. I have to try and pronounce that right, or Medic's going to shout at me. It could be a really good pickup to start the game off for Xiao7 and for Pudding.
It's a very high value pick, as you say, like, especially when you only have that big AP damage in the top lane. Plus, just in a 1v1, it makes it nigh on unplayable for whoever you get. It's obnoxious when it's linked to you. Giving reduced damage, taking increased amounts of tenacity, RCC is just, it's so difficult to avoid. I think as well, when you look towards the rest of the map, like, you have the opportunity as this TK if you want to start like roaming down towards mid lane, working with Xiaopeng. You can have a lot of threats elsewhere. So just having a little bit more health, a little bit of CDR off of that item as well is just super nice to play with.
We'll see if it's going to come on through. Once again, we look over the drafts and it feels like this time around it is all about IG being aggressive once again. We keep on saying that. That keeps on being the case. And it will be once more. This time, though, Dagda, we need to see tempered aggression. Not diving without minion waves. Not giving up free kills over to Xiao7. Because he's on Tahm Kench. If you try and dive at Tahm Kench without a minion wave, if you mess it up, he's going to destroy you.
Yeah, this time around, it feels like it's actually going to be TT who are the stronger top side of the map, right? Renekton, this time Kench, both of them can set up well for the Nidalee. This is where we're going to see TT putting a lot of their aggression. And I want to, as Putty just walks past Rookie, like, don't mind me, I'm just getting a word, we'll back out of here. But
no fear.
Still, like, the reason that I was kind of harping on about this Ziggs pick is, like, we've actually seen little to no attention towards this bottom side of the map in this series. Dragons have been left to, like, the 15-minute mark, even if we're taking the first one. So I think the story of this series has been all about this top half of the map. And at least from the compositional point, TT feel like they have that one in the bag.
Well, whether or not that ends up being the case, we'll have to wait and see. To be honest, Dagda, you know, we always start the game talking analysis of the compositions. We talk about jungle pathing. We talk about the way the game should be played. But at the end of the day, this is both IG's and TT's last game on Summoner's Rift of the split of the entire year. I don't think that they're going to be playing perfect League of Legends. I don't think we've seen either of these teams play perfect League of Legends. I was going to say this split, maybe ever, honestly, and that's okay. That's who they are, and I'm here for it. I just want to see an absolute scrap. I want to see these teams just fighting it out, and this time around, Samthi is going to have a much worse time on the Aphelios against Wink's Kalista, because Wink definitely has the mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that you can do a lot of work, especially as, like, Lucas can set up for these great engages like this. But
I guess a knock up on Pudding. Samthi managed to dodge it, though, so it's just going to be the Ren trade, getting that minion to make sure that it doesn't go on cooldown.
Yeah, still, though, I'm actually kind of surprised to look at the jungle pathing here for Xiaopeng. Like, as we get these heavy trades, yes, Xiaopeng can help out on the bottom side, but I actually expect them to be pathing more towards that top end, because you don't have pressure here, Sam D and Pudding, to try and help out on these scuttles. And Xiaopeng now may actually be left with no scuttle for himself.
That is a very sad story for Xiaopeng. Rookie could be in trouble, as Xiaopeng would love to set this play up. Rookie knew what was going on. Immediately W's away, drops his stealth as well. Now over the wall, spotted out. There's a spear. Shun is nearby, though. And I think, yeah, and Xiaopeng realize this is not a play that they can go for just yet. Scuttle Crabs will be spawning any second now. You can see both junglers in the bottom river right now, but Ye has priority in this mid lane, so it should be TT that are winning it out, but Shun just moves in. He's just going to go for the kill instead. The flash comes out way too early from Ye, and Rookie grabs himself first blood.
Hey, Xiaopeng got the scuttle, though, so big thumbs up, you know?
Who's the real winner?
Yeah, I mean, look, this play was kind of orchestrated by Xiaopeng to be like, right, I need priority here in this mid lane so I can get the scuttle bot side. We were just discussing it. But yeah, it sticks around too long, tries to take that aggressive trade under the tower, gives the kill, and it means that although Xiaopeng gets the scuttle, it actually is a bigger win for IG, who, because you've now got Rookie who's got control of mid, you can get that answer for Shun on the top side. So just a messy play and a bit of a disrespectful play from the end.
Something just about dodges away from the knockup, and actually it's going to be Lucas in trouble. Half of his health gone already, and a flash burnt away. Very nicely done by the bot lane from TT.
Ooh, look at Xiaopeng though, hovering around the side.
Could have a dive on our hands here, Dagda, as the minion wave will be cleared. And Xiaopeng knows to wait until the minions are under the tower. This is genius play from TT as they go for the dive. It's going to be a 1-for-1 though, not really ideal. And now a TP comes in from Rookie. The stun on Sam D. He does have flash, but he doesn't get a chance to use it. As Shun will grab the kill. You know, maybe I shouldn't have set that up as a genius play.
I was gonna say, terror dives are banned this series. I don't want any more in this game. Like, every time we've seen them, they've just gone absolutely disastrously for the team who started them off. And again, like, yes, you wait for the minions to come in. Shun does a great job of reading that play, though, being in position. And even Sam D, I don't know what way he walked out of this one. Like, we'll see it here, right? No CC kind of set up there. You end up super close to Xiaopeng, so you're doing less damage with the spear. So yes, they trade 1-for-1, but I don't know where Sam D's going here. Like, he has flash. If he just walks up with Xiaopeng, they can actually escape away from that one. But instead, he ends up just walking into the waiting hands of Rookie.
There's no way he saw the TP, right? He must have not realized that Rookie was there, because otherwise you would never take that path, as far as I can figure it out. Anyway, Lucas moves into the river to clear some vision. Look where Xiaopeng is right now. Doing his crooks. TheShy pretty far up the lane. Potentially an opportunity here if Xiao7 does cancel his recall. I wasn't sure if he was going to base and then try and TP back in for the play, but just going to be playing, trying to bait it out. But the Tri-Brush is warded, so Xiaopeng will be spotted out here. TheShy not exactly backing away, though. So maybe a play could still happen, but it's because Rookie is starting to move up. Scry's Bloom popped. Everything should be diffused.
And I love how every time we try and set this up as, like, you know, this should be TT playing towards topside, IG should have the advantage in that top side of the map in game number 2. We just get the complete opposite, right? TT playing down towards the bottom lane, they all die, and then because Rookie has that extra kill, he's got the phage, the top side of the map now kind of in favor of IG.
Lucas and Wink doing a good job to trade this one back, but Wink getting pretty low himself, actually. You need to be a little careful. There's TheShy just permanently underneath the tower, and we're 3 games into this series now. 3 times TheShy has had a 20 CS lead early on. Lucas is in trouble in the bottom lane. Sam D gets the kill. Wink is going to go down as well as Pudding gets one. Sam D and Pudding win out the 2v2 yet again. Now up in the top lane.
Xiaopeng's in trouble.
He certainly is. They wait for the minions this time, though. And TheShy will get away. Barely any tower damage taken.
And IG are starting to kind of get themselves into a good spot on this top side, but bot lane is still going very messy for them. Now you're down a wave of CS. Turret plates going over towards Sam D. 2 kills as well. Means that this Aphelios is going to be huge, and it's just Lucas face checking the brush here. And again, like, the weapon combinations from Sam D, swapping from the Gravitum in towards the Chakram Severum, means that he's got access to 3 of those quick abilities, just one after another. And it's when you end up so potent as this Aphelios and can rip through people like we just saw.
Yeah, jumps in, gets a stun on Rookie, but has to back away once more. Lucas is there, as is Pudding, because Herald is spawning in 30 seconds time, fighting for control of the mid lane, but Pudding locked up almost under the tower. That could have been disastrous for TT if he was just a teamo or 2 closer. But now bottom lane 1v1, Wink losing to Sam D. This is meant to be the scaling pick. This is meant to be Kalista winning the lane, but it ain't happening that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this stage with how much damage the Aphelios has, and also having the access to several Chakram is going to be good, but yeah, just getting stunned up very briefly, but able to get away from that one. This is action all over the place, Punch.
It certainly is. Xiao7 moving over to try and help Xiaopeng take away that blue buff. Herald is available, and that's why there's so much chaos going up on the top side of the map right now. Both teams are going to be here for it. There's a couple of resets will come on through. You can see, I think it was, actually head back to base there, which means TT won't have any ability to try and start that objective off. Shun moving up to the top side himself. But it feels like both teams deciding, this isn't the play, at least for now.
And look, we're looking at about 1,000 gold lead opening up for IG, and it's kind of been kills across the map. Whereas we look across for TT, a lot of their eggs seem to be again in this SamD basket. Now, you can have Xiaopeng try and play down here to facilitate this, although it looks like Wink needing to back away just because he doesn't know where Pudding is. So, Pudding gets to roam up towards this Rift Herald and potentially try to start this one up for TT.
Oh, this could be bad news bears for Xiao7. Shun and Rookie moving in. Wait for the minion wave, guys. Wait for the minion wave. We've seen this story before. They're going to go in between the towers. Xiao7 trying to escape here. The Heartbreaker in, though. And he will go down. Xiao7 unfortunately realized it was doomed. Maybe should have just TP'd from the tower there, but TheShy using that miss to keep himself safe for now. Rookie with the stolen Abyssal Dive. Kick back from Shun. Gets into the Herald Pit and gets a bit of resistance that's coming on through, but it's not enough against the Moonlight Vigil. Xiaopeng chasing for more here as Lucas flashes the Solar Flare. Pudding with the Zenith Blade in. They're trying to lock up TheShy. TT desperate to answer the play. They're 1,000 gold down, but they will at least get the Herald.
And that's a big win for them, especially when you look at Xiao7, who's now moved bot to collect the wave that Wink was trying to push in. And IG, yes, they get the dive, but unfortunately for them, the TT Brigade was on the way, and they're able to push them back and get that objective.
Very nicely done here from TT. They'll get themselves a Herald. And IG were the ones to start this one off, but it felt like they just went a bit too deep.
Yeah, they were trying desperately to pick off Xiao7 before they start off. They knew that Wink was going to be stuck to the bottom side, so trying to answer this by getting the kill top, putting this in their favor, but they realized too late, hang on a second, like Aphelios is already here, Lucas isn't really in a position to help, so they just needed to get the hell out of dodge. Rookie actually doesn't manage to escape in the back line, but Shun, picked up by Xiaopeng, answers the 1-for-1, and the Rift Tower going the way of TT. Now, Shun, though, is on this dragon, so at least getting an answer on the objectives front for IG.
It's going to be Shun picking that one up for himself. So 1-for-1 in terms of those objectives. A Drake for IG, a Herald for TT. But honestly, with how this series has been going, I'm favoring the Herald every single time. It feels like gold lead is what matters here. Ward being cleared away. Shun wants to grab the blue buff. Remember, Xiaopeng took his blue buff not too long ago. Xiaopeng will be able to secure his own on this one. Will not be answered in the end. And Rookie instead moving over to this mid lane. Bit of a trade onto yeah. I'm surprised to see the amount of like clustering we have in this bottom side, considering Drake isn't up. This blue buff was a valuable blue buff.
I mean, especially when you don't even have like an AP mid laner who needs mana or anything like that. It's like the actual value of that thing is not that high. But either way, both teams really wanted to fight for it. Now, Xiaopeng with Rift Herald and bot wants to try and get the spot lane turret before these turret plates go down.
Let's see if they can. You've got SamD with the red and white weapons. I mean, it doesn't even matter what weapons he has. They've got a Herald. Just needs to make sure he's close enough. Make sure he's hit the tower recently. And the plates will go the way of SamD as well as Xiaopeng. So sharing those evenly. Nicely done here by the side of TT. And once again, we have TT running this Aphelios for SamD. And I think we need to change the way we're talking about this Aphelios. We keep on talking about it as this scaling pick. But in the early game, honestly, you can take over. Xiao7 not going to be having a fun time of it. Rookie kind of misreading the play a little bit. Could have gone for the follow-up stun on the direction instead as Wink manages to cleanse away the stun here. Pudding wants to go for the dive. That's going to be 2 towers taken by TT, which is a tongue twister and a half. I couldn't think of a final word with T, but it doesn't matter here because IG at least will be able to get some plates for themselves up top.
Hey, it's a tantalizing tale for TT, though, as they make the right top side here, because the biggest thing now is that you got this Aphelios who's mega fed. This Immortal Shield Bow now completed. He can start to rip through these top lane structures as well, like start to move this Aphelios around the map. And as well, I think I want to like go back to your point you were making, Munch, for this like Aphelios pick, especially since we're starting to see this different build coming through, right? The Immortal Shield Bow, Collector, Infinity Edge build. You are stronger in this mid game as Xiaopeng finds Shun.
He steals away the Raptor as well. Manages to smite that one to save his own camps. And now the follow-up engage comes through. Heartbreaker doesn't get over the wall. And that is an absolute heartbreaker for Rookie. Another pick for TT. It's 5-5 now. And that gold gap that IG built for themselves has shrunk down to just 300, 200 on the scoreboard.
And it's because you've got such a large gold lead on SamD, nearly 2,000 gold in the AD carry role. This Aphelios is looking large and in charge and wants to keep trying to push in here. You're looking bot side as well. Yeah, he's trying to fight against TheShy, but honestly, I think TheShy starting to get to a point where he's just outscaling a lot of these picks.
Does feel that way. And remember, we've seen Gwen in every single game of this series so far, but this is the first time we see TheShy playing that Gwen, and it feels like he's one of those players. Oh no, Rookie was shopping. I'm surprised we're looking at a pro view of him dying.
Yeah, I mean...
it's just kind of mean, honestly.
Well... all we really needed to add was like big red arrows as to like, here's where you messed up, and it feels like that's the full salt in the wound for that play.
Yeah, poor Rookie, but yeah, tried to heartbreak it from a little bit too far away. I think we all know what happened on that one. But hey, Dagda, we're pretty much even on gold. 500 is the advantage for IG right here. We've got 2 towers in favor of TT, but a Drake coming up in a minute's time, and it feels like that will be where our eyes need to drift now.
Yeah, I think as well, when you've got SamD who's this far ahead, has that serrated Dirk as well picked up for himself, this feels like TT want to try and fight this. You've got a crazy beefy front line in the TK and... well, TK, Leona, and Renekton all going to be able to try and start these fights off for you. So I think if you can set this up for SamD, you're in a really good spot on the Thunder Talk side.
So Lucas just about getting over to the mid lane. But yeah, I have to agree. Like, especially Aphelios, right? SamD already with a shield bow, already with boots and straight Dirk. Like, man, that is just scary. That is just terrifying. TheShy getting aggressive on Xiaopeng's moving over as well. And there's a TP on top of it. Xiao7 keeps TheShy in the fray. Here we go. TP answer coming out from Rookie as well. Xiao7 flashes out to safety. The Heartbreak is there. Xiaopeng low on HP, and Pudding is going to go down here. IG, after TheShy getting caught, managed to win the play. Now they go in for a little bit more as well. That's 2 that go the way of Invictus Gaming. And they back away with no casualties, but I'm wrong on that one because Calibrum snipes it and SamD gets 1.
That could have been the win for SamD, but the Moonlight Vigil just misses onto Invictus Gaming, which means he can't finish off those low health members in the back line, and it's IG who come up with the win and come up with this dragon.
Exceptional stuff from IG, and I was amazed that they won this because it felt like Xiao7 was the one catching TheShy out. This felt like a TT play.
Yeah, 2 missed spells here. The big one, the Nidalee Spear, just missing there as you get the spit out coming through from the Tahm Kench. Now watch SamD. You're seeing Rookie, you're seeing TheShy, just misses on the Moonlight Vigil. That would have been both Rookie and TheShy taken out of the play, and it would have stopped a lot of these like follow-up plays coming through from IG, but unfortunately not quite there, which means that TT aren't able to amass the proper front line for SamD to try and carry this fight.
I'm thinking SamD must have marked Lucas before the Devour, right? In that situation, because the Calibrum shot did not look like it hit to me. I think he must have already had the mark before the Devour, and it just lasted long enough. Close to on there. SamD at least getting 1 answer on the back of the play, but IG managing to find the advantage once more. Ever so slight gold lead for them, but it is easily the smallest gold lead we've had. Dagda, we were coming into this one saying we really want a close game 3. We really want this one to go the distance. Remember, last game for both of these teams, last chance to show up on the stage in 2021, and we'll see who's going to be able to take it in the end. And I just hope that we get more of these fights, more of this action, and we get a nice fun series to finish us off. It's going to be a Cloud Soul here, and IG with 2 Drakes already feels like they're the ones with the advantage for that, as you'd expect with a composition with this Kalista. But I don't feel like the early game has quite gone in the way that you'd expect those 2 Drakes to be taken.
No, but it does now feel like, because we're starting to move into the mids, we're looking towards that later portion of the game, this is coming down to SamD versus TheShy and Rookie. Like, you've got this Aphelios who needs that front line. Keep him safe, he can carry you this game. If TheShy or Rookie get access to SamD, that's the game blown open for IG. And it's all pressing on the fact you've got, honestly, your 2 top and mid here for IG in a really good spot.
we go, fighting the mid lane. Moonlight Vigil in, but I mean, Pudding's just gone too deep. Xiaopeng was nowhere near. Not really the opportunity that I think TT were looking for on that one. Shun tries to move in as well. Now a dive in the bottom side. Xiao7 trying to escape being chased down by TheShy. The needle work. It's a solo kill for TheShy in the top lane. Beautifully done there. And Xiao7, time and time again, is being exposed by TheShy. There's a 70 CS lead. Feels like no matter the matchup, TheShy is the one taking out the advantage.
Yeah, and it feels like that Anathema's Chains could have come in a lot of help here, but instead it's actually Xiao7 who's getting cursed as, yeah, may not be in the best position.
It's all right. He can slice, he can dice. Let's get out of there. And now the tower in trouble as IG continue to close the gap, continuing to build the pressure, but TT looks like they want to try and force something. Spear goes wide, though. It's just going to be TheShy taking a tier 2 in the meantime. I have to say, side lane control in this game not been paramount. We've seen a lot of tier 2s taken while not a lot else happens on the map.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? Like, I'm kind of looking at this going, yeah, I mean, you've got this Viego, you got this Gwen. Let's start pushing through this 1-3-1 stall. We can make it all work out. And I've kind of been holding my tongue a bit because I just see people like push side and then just slowly congregate in the mid lane. Very, like, there's not really like either side is really trying to hold on to this. Now, I can understand from TT's perspective, right? The Tahm Kench struggling hard in this Gwen matchup. Yeah, as well, no longer in a position where he can really try and fight against this Viego or TheShy, because TheShy's already completed his Nashor's too. So, from TT, you want to be trying to group up and playing around Sam D. But for IG, you don't need to keep forcing Rookie or anyone towards this mid lane, especially after this mid lane tower goes down.
If it goes down, the cannon will finish off just about as Rookie actually goes on to Xiao7 here, who is desperate to force play. Heartbreaker used very early on into the fight here. 35 seconds until that Cloud Drake will come up. Rookie's ulti will be on cooldown. That could be a little bit dicey for IG, but they are 5,000 gold up. I'm not entirely sure where this 5,000 gold lead came from, Dagda. It feels like it was dead even a minute ago, but somehow IG are now 5k up, so maybe they could just force a fight anyway and go for a Drake.
I mean, you were talking about it, right? The plays through side lanes, getting a bit of that CS lead, like nearly another Flame Horizon top. But we're looking now at this fight.
Rookie trying to find his way in. So yeah, backs off on this one. Xiaopeng on the front line, getting those javelins out, trying to dish out what damage he can. But TheShy hasn't been spotted just yet. Has a control ward. Has vision control of the bottom half of this river. And IG corralling TT, trying to push them into one spot. Lucas goes in with the Magnet Storm and the rest of IG here to follow up as well. TheShy cutting through everyone. Sam D starts off with one though. He's free firing off of the backside of this fight, but IG have a lot of health bars to work with. Yeah, falls. Xiao7 chased over the wall. Double kill for TheShy. And there's one for Viego as well. Xiaopeng goes in. Sam D still going strong. That's two for him himself. The red and Infernum weapons coming on through. Does he have the damage? A spear hits Moonlight Vigil in. Sam D takes the third in the fight as he wants a little bit more. He's chasing through the jungles. It's a Cloud Rift though, so IG should be able to escape.
Sam D played that fight so well. From start to finish, he was constantly positioning, thinking about how can I make sure I'm positioned in the right spot? How am I using my abilities? When am I using the right guns? Like, that was so clean. And now Sam D, he's the one that gets away with the dragon. And now as this replay starts off, which I'm assuming we're getting in a second, watch how Sam D starts up the dragon so he can move up into the choke point in his old jungle, which makes it impossible for TheShy and Rookie to get in on top of him. And it just means that then, as he's able to flash away, as he's able to start maneuver around the map, it makes it nigh impossible for these guys to jump onto him. And then we get that gorgeous Moonlight Vigil at the end.
And we've just seen flash up on our screens. Rookie now at 4,000 assists as well. He got his 2,500 kills in the last game as well. But yeah, you see something moving back up through that choke. Beautiful positioning.
And he knows he's low on guns, right? This is what you have to think about as Aphelios. He's like, I know I'm going to get Infernum soon. So he's holding on to this Moonlight Vigil for so long, knowing he's going to have that blue gun up and available. And then as he starts to see all these guys grouping up, he knows that he's going to be able to get this big ultimate out. And right at the end here, he's able to finish. But, Xiao7, he's dead.
Another solo kill for TheShy. He heard me talking about his KDA. in game number 1 of the series. This time it's looking pretty good. 5-1-5 on the Gwen. And IG in complete control of the top side of the map here. Is the waves being pushed in the top side. Lucas and Shun trying to push that line of vision a little bit further in, trying to gain more on the map. Shy split push in the bottom side once again. And this is one of the strengths of Gwen. She's a great team fighter. She's also incredibly strong in the side lane. And I want to quickly mention it, Dagda. We have a flame horizon for TheShy. He's been on the cusp of it in both previous games. Now manages to pull it off against Xiaopeng.
Yeah, he's been dominating this matchup all series long. And now with the 0-5 TK, TheShy is finally taking that spot off him. And honestly, like, 3 items to the 1.5 that this Tahm Kench has. Xiaopeng needs to be careful of not getting dove.
It's going to be okay for now at very least. Xiaopeng. It's getting dicey. It is getting dicey. This tower's just going to go down. And again, we talked about this earlier. Where is the defense? Like, are you guys not aware this side lanes exist? TheShy is just pushing this. Xiaopeng knows he can't defend it, and no one from TT responds whatsoever. They're put between a rock and a hard place. Either protect the inhib at the bottom side or defend against this Baron. They've opted into neither right now because they're not really properly contesting this one. They need to move in. Samdi, Pudding, and Xiaopeng are here, but there's only 3 of them. Looks like it will be enough to stop the Baron in the end. TheShy is trying to end the game.
1v2'ing. He's 1v2'ing.
Yeah, oh
He's literally 1v2'ing in the base.
They barely survive him. TheShy trying to do everything he can. The Baron is stopped at least, but he's took an inhib. He's took a solo kill. Xiaopeng trying to close the gap, see if he can punish him here. Xiaopeng has to land the spear, though. TheShy does not dodge it. Could be in trouble as Xiaopeng keeps chasing for a little bit more. There is no reinforcements here for TheShy. He will be in this play alone. Can he skip away from this one? The W comes out, keeps him safe for a little bit. Xiaopeng launches the javelin. TheShy sidesteps it, and he walks away scot-free. And now Wink jumps into the jungle. TheShy is back for the assist, and Xiaopeng hangs his head in shame.
Are you not entertained? IG 1v2 from TheShy in the base, walks away from the 3rd member of TT, and now IG, they just turn to start up the Baron. TT, they've got to try and get in here to stop this.
There is no smite available for Xiaopeng. Well, no, he's got smite available. He's just dead. IG grouped up as 5 here as they look to put the final nail in the coffin and take this Baron. TT have got to do something. They're not contesting. I don't know why you've turned up if you're not going to try and go for the play. IG take the Baron. They have the man advantage. There's a Drake up in a minute as well if they want to go for that. But they can look for towers.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get the resets coming through now. Gives TT a bit of time to deal with the double super minion wave that's on this bottom side. Maybe they can try and contest this, but it is looking dicey for TT in this game. TheShy is huge. 4th item now completed for this Gwen in the top lane. And that's not even including the fact that Rookie, he's finished up his 2 items. He's looking towards this Randuin's Omen. He knows that the only person he needs to worry about is Sam D on the TT side.
Oh, Zenith Blade comes out from Pudding in the bottom side. Rookie flashes the solar flare though, and he'll be okay. And now they re-engage onto, Rookie has some serious damage to be working with here, as he's just shredding through the health bar of the Croc here. Tries to escape, but the Magnet Storm keeps them still, and the rest of the squad clears everyone up. TheShy taking his 2nd inhibitor of this game as Pudding falls. The whole of IG barreling into the base. TheShy in another 1v2. It's a triple kill for Shun, who can look for a little bit more. There's a knockup coming on in. Xiaopeng saves Sam D though. Oh, the Moonlight Vigil goes wide. It's a disaster for TT. It's the end of the game. It's the end of this series. The last performance we see from these players in 2021. And it was a beautiful, beautiful fiesta. IG take it in the end. They can hold their heads high and walk away with a smile.
And again, it's in classic IG fashion. TheShy taking over in that top lane. Shun playing towards the top side of the map to facilitate that. And again, we're seeing these plays coming through over and over. It's bedlam, but that's where IG thrive. And look at the smile on the mid laner's face. He's happy to have that win.
Yeah, you can see that IG happy to finish things out in style, at least get a win to end their split. It's not been a good split for IG, but at least they have a silver lining to wrap things up with, and we'll see what the future holds for this roster as well. Obviously, we've all heard the rumors. We'll see what the future holds, but at least they can walk away with a win. At least they have this one nice, happy note to round the split out.
Yeah, and as it's kind of the last time that we'll be seeing them on the Summoner's Rift for 2021, it feels nice to at least know that they got that victory. But I think, again, like, we got to see kind of the classic IG coming through, where getting a lot of those early kills, and it was a bit messy with a lot of back and forth, but when it got to the later portion of the game, the veterans of Rookie and TheShy understanding, hey, look, we can play through these side lanes. TheShy is absolutely monstrous against this Tahm Kench, and there's just no hope that TT can respond to it. I mean, we said, look, you're saying, look, Tahm Kench can't really deal with this Gwen. Renekton can't really deal with this Gwen. It got to the point where neither of them could deal with this Gwen, and TheShy is just 1v2ing in the opposition space.
Yeah, it's not even about either 1v1 at that point. It's just like nobody can deal with TheShy. Managing to take 2 inhibs, I feel like TheShy has finished his split with an MVP here. Certainly, if I was voting, I'd be going for TheShy on this one. Oh my days, that damage. He's basically double anyone else in the game. That is mental. But I mean, look, he was just wailing away on Xiaopeng all game long.
Yeah, he just got to free hit this Tahm Kench. The shield comes in, just ends up doubling his damage onto the Tahm Kench, and then he ends up being able to take over this game. Like, there was just nothing that TT could do, and TheShy did a wonderful job on this Gwen picking it up. And we said from the draft, right, you end up with 3 of the big power picks on this patch, in the Lee Sin, the Gwen, and this Viego. It felt like TT just never gave themselves much of a hope.
Yep, a bit of a sad way to end it all for TT here, but still some good performances coming through. Certainly Sam D having a fantastic series for himself, but it is going to be TheShy as our MVP for game number 3. I think unsurprising to everyone involved, because that Gwen performance was terrifying. Obviously, as you've said, the matchup against Tahm Kench, very Gwen favored. He's able to get himself a fantastic lead there. Had a Flame Horizon, multiple solo kills, managing to 2v1, almost 2v3'd at one point. Like, really, really exceptional standout performance from TheShy.
Yeah, and much smoother operations for IG when trying to play around this Gwen pick as well in the early stages, right? Those dives actually paying off. And then when we got to these fights, TheShy was doing so much work. Now, this is one where Sam D's able to turn it around too. I think, as he said, needs a shout out for this game, but still, like, he's TheShy double kill. He's just ripping TT apart.
I mean, this moment was just comical, honestly. TheShy just manages to sidestep the javelin, and that's the beauty of playing on zero ping, right? This is one of the reasons that Nidalee is so rarely picked in professional players. When you're on zero ping, dodging the spears is pretty easy. Hitting those spears is exceptionally difficult. It's not like your solo queue games. So really, really tough one for Xiaopeng. Really beautifully played by TheShy to be able to skip about, dodge the spears, use the Hallowed Mist effectively. Really great performance from him. And it's good to see IG finishing things out with a win. And we're gonna head over to the stage now to talk to our main man in the mid lane. I'm gonna kick it over to Wendy, who is standing by with one last interview for 2021.